Welcome to video number 2, where we will discuss the actual items that you will need to get started documenting your legacy totally for free. Very first thing you're going to need is obviously a location to shoot in. Something attractive, large space. Number one thing you need to worry about is noise, ambient noise, anything that is going on in the background, heating, air conditioning, cars driving by, dogs barking. Although our brains can sort of tune that stuff out, it comes in the video very clearly and does not make for a good final product. So the number one thing you need to worry about is limiting the amount of noise that's going on in the background. Next few things you need to worry about are the actual physical aspects of the location. Number one thing, a lot of light. Right here is where we're going to start shooting, just a living room. So we've got a large amount of windows that let light come in. Low light whenever you're shooting any kind of video really impacts the quality. It diminishes the quality greatly. Most of you will be shooting with cell phone cameras, which aren't the best at shooting low light. So you're definitely going to want to make sure your atmosphere has a lot of light, a lot of natural light coming in, although you can supplement it with lamps and other things like that. The next thing you need to know that you want is just a large space. Ideally a large space, although it's not 100% required. Something you'll see actual videographers do is separate their subject from the background of the shot. You don't want to ever interview somebody whose back is right up against the wall just like this. It's very unattractive. There's not a lot of interesting things going back here. It's not something you want to really pay attention to in the long run. Next thing you're going to want is a decently cool background, something that doesn't detract from the actual speaker who's talking, but something that gives the audience something to look at while they're watching somebody speak. For example, we've got a photo, a nice brick wall, a boat wheel, and some cool knickknacks on a shelf. That's really all you need. Even a blank fireplace, no wood in it, that's fine. Just something to give the location you're shooting in a little bit of pizzazz. Next thing you're going to need is the actual chair that you're going to be sitting in during the interview, what it should look like. You're going to want something that's low height and low width. So right now, you can see that right now this couch is wide. You can tell it's very obvious. The height isn't terrible. You mostly want your shoulders and a little bit of your chest to be above the top line of the couch. Right now, I'm just barely doing that. But this couch is much too wide. We need to find a better sitting solution so that the couch where you're sitting doesn't take up more room than you do. Okay, as you can see, found a much better chair. Shoulder width, about chest, shoulder level. My head pops up out of the frame. The chair's not in it. It does not take away anything from the interview. This is the type of chair you're looking for. Next thing you're going to want is a stand that you can set your phone on while you are being interviewed. Basic step here, keep your camera approximately at eye level or just below eye level, tilted up to you slightly. You really don't want to have you don't want to conduct an interview from down here or way up here. You want it nice and eye level. Even the camera I'm recording right here, it's still a little low. It's almost at chest level, which isn't great, but we're making do. So when you want to get a stand, and if you don't have something that's perfectly at eye level, this is where you can get creative. Seriously, when I mean get creative, I mean get creative. We've got a vase, some sort of a dolphin bowl, and a few books, and a cardboard box. But as you can see, it's right approximately at eye level. We can conduct a normal interview just like this. Next thing you're going to need, once you got your chair, lamps. Most likely the shooting situation you're going to be in isn't going to have enough natural light. You can always supplement it with some decent lamps. You could actually be a little surprised how close this is to my face. I mean, this is 8 inches from my face. So it's just out of the frame for the camera. Camera doesn't notice anything, but the viewer gets a nice lit shot of you. One more crucial thing you need, your cell phone. Not only do you need a cell phone, you need space available on this so that you have space to record video on your phone in the first place. So I just recorded a 4-minute and 2-second video on my phone. This is going to help us figure out how much total space we need available on our phone to record about 60 minutes of footage. So what we're going to do, go ahead and record a length of video about 1 minute. That should be just fine. And then go ahead and click on, it's going to be different for your phone. For me, I have a Google Pixel 2. You're going to see a bunch of icons. Pretty much click on them until you get some facts about your phone. So your phone should tell you when you recorded the video. It'll give you facts on the video that you recorded. We can see that a 4-minute and 2-second video takes up about 671 megabytes of data on our phone. So we're going to get out of here and we are going to go to our settings and we are going to go to storage. That's right here. We can see immediately right there. We have 17.81 gigabytes of free data left. And let's go ahead and see how much every minute of gigabyte takes. So we had 671 megabytes of data in a 4-minute video. So essentially we've got 168 megabytes of data every single minute. That's simple, so we're just going to multiply that by 60 minutes. And now we know that it's going to take about 10,000 megabytes or 10 gigabytes of data to record at least a 60-minute video. I just checked the storage, so we've got 17 gigabytes. We are going to be totally fine with recording a 60-minute video on our phone. Probably the most important thing you're going to need is a plan of what you want to say. I've already put this together for you. Inside this little packet here is a simple walkthrough detailing you how to lay out a basic life chronology. This also contains prompts of life value questions that you may want to answer, as well as historical events that happened during your lifetime. Maybe you want to talk about those. Basically, this is a do-it-yourself guide on how to get started totally for free. Very last thing you're going to want that's optional but definitely recommended is an interviewer, somebody to actually interview the subject of the film. Once you've prepared and written down approximately what you want to say, you can actually give that to the interviewer so that the person being interviewed isn't actually holding anything in their hand. And it's also better for the interviewer because although the interviewee, the subject, will talk about a specific life moment briefly, maybe they really should go into it, describe more of their feelings during a time in their life, and it's important for the interviewer to engage and ask those questions. At the very end of this series, I'm going to have an entire video dedicated to how to be a good interviewer. Okay, that's it. Hopefully now you have a good idea on the actual physical item requirements that you're going to need to get started with this whole process. Go ahead and move on to video number 3, where we're going to talk about building your story.